Hello guys, welcome to Big Bren TV. Is it Big Bren TV or Bren TV? I can't remember. I've got a treat for you today. I'm talking fast because I'm on a time limit with YouTube. I've only got 15 minutes. I've got a stopwatch on the go here, which is plugged into my charger, so I'm leaving it. This is Nathan Millward, Sydney to London on a postie. This is a treat for you. This is really good. I've got to get it going. I'm going to have to talk over the video because this is 14 minutes 13 seconds long. If I keep pausing it, which I'm not going to pause it at all, I won't have time to talk.
Yeah, things have changed. Things have changed a lot, really. 5 years ago, I was on the roads riding between Sydney and London, and I guess I didn't know what lay ahead of me. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know which country really lay next, or what problems I might have. And 5 years later, I'm washing dishes in suburbia. It feels strange to believe that I did that trip on that bike, going through all those countries. Hard to believe as I'm riding along in Warwickshire that me and that bike were in Pakistan, India, Nepal, Indonesia, and Kazakhstan, Russia, and then across America up to Alaska. It just feels so abstract to think that's the same bike.
What a trip.
Yesterday I set off to England on my bike, which is this. It's a postie bike, 2004, hot rod. These are my assistants.
Hot rod. She's a hot rod.
Hi. And Sally. Say hi, Sally.
I'm not making any rod jokes.
This is devised within 2 days because I only decided we were doing this trip on Thursday.
Leaving Sydney on a bike was an easy decision, really. I'd been in Australia 9 months. Things had not worked out. Things had not worked out in terms of a visa or a relationship. You know when things have reached an end point. And we both knew that it was time for me to go. And, she encouraged me to go, as I suppose she would, and I knew it was time. I leave in approximately 2 minutes to England.
What a buzz.
I had to leave the country. I didn't want to go home to England. I just wanted to get lost in the middle. I wanted to disappear.
The adventure begins.
I've rode across Vietnam on a motorbike.
All of a sudden,
1,500
the idea
miles.
to ride home on a motorbike felt like the perfect way of channeling all that emotion, that energy.
Give me a kiss.
Hot rod.
I decided to do it on a Thursday and I left on the Sunday. I boxed up everything I owned and put it on the back of the bike, and that was it.
To England!
To England!
The motherland!
I set
Come
off,
home!
and for 9 months I just rode
9 months.
relentlessly. Right, I've got to say we've got a helmet cam as well now. That's,
Yes.
some town I'm leaving, I can't remember what.
28,000 miles to go.
Presented this perfect opportunity to just go and to get lost. So it was a real mixture of excitement and nerves and fear, and I'd never backpacked, I'd never travelled overland like this before, I'd never been to Asia, I'd never been anywhere like that.
Like I said, I rode across Vietnam 1,500 miles
But
on a
here in
moped.
Thailand, it's Songkran, which is their new year. It's a festival of water. But I've already realised I don't quite like this tourist trail. I quite like being off the beaten track.
I can't believe we ever taken me like that! Seriously, what's wrong? I need more power!
Let's see what India's about.
Oh, can't sit you. No, I can't do it. Is there any positions when you're on your own, or do you have to be in a pair?
Concentrate. Fuck me. This is insane.
Yeah, they say Indian traffic's bad.
Look at this cock and bullshit, you fucking arsehole!
I didn't know what was ahead of me. I didn't know how far it would take me to get to England. I didn't know if I had enough money. I didn't know if the bike would make it. I didn't know if I had enough mechanical experience. I didn't know if I had enough documentation. Riding 23,000 miles across uncharted waters, which they were to me, exciting and terrifying.
Okay.
What a madman.
Sorry, stop recording for a minute.
Crazy.
We just passed it, 5,328. meters. Fucking hell, it was high.
So that's 16,000 feet.
It's cold. Absolutely freezing. The snow.
It's nuts.
Cloud. Steep roads. I've got a banging headache.
Altitude.
And at this time I've got to ride a bloody motorcycle 110 kilometres home. What a plonker.
You can hear it in his voice.
Absolute plonker. Good achievement, I suppose.
It is a good achievement.
Great achievement.
Don't forget that.
Dorothy, top of the world.
Top of the world. This is what the top of the world looks like.
It's a huge challenge to me. I couldn't imagine a bigger challenge in my life than trying to ride this old 105cc motorbike to England. And there was almost a fatalistic ideal about it. It was stepping into the unknown. There was no point on that journey when I could have done anything but carry on going. There were times when I hated it, there were times when I wished I'd not done it, but there was never a moment when I would have considered quitting. You just keep going forwards, and I think that's the beauty of a motorcycle trip like that. Every day you just wake up and try and move forward.
Woo! King of the world!
This is my kind of trip. I'd like to do this.
Come on. Come on!
Come on, Dorothy.
No way at it. That's what I loved about it. I love the simplicity of the lifestyle out there. The fact that there was no complications, there was nothing outside your immediate control, you just had to ride.
Look at this! It's insane, I love it. Have I told you I love it so much?
Do you love it?
In a sense, it's easy to ride across the road, you just ride.
Now this is the road up to Swat Valley. Now if you watch the news, you know Swat Valley is where the Taliban were fighting. Look at the mountains.
Where the Taliban were fighting.
Mountains! Still got a long way to go. Damn it! Why can't this be the Alps? Morning campers. Hi. I know I look like shit. This is where I slept last night. Look at this. This is the famous Kazakhstan steppe, which basically means fuck all. There's nothing here for miles and miles and miles around. This is where we slept. Dorothy's not very well. She's making funny noises. And there's my tent. Kazakhstan now is proving out to be the toughest place on the planet, quite honestly. Because there's not much civilization, it's a pretty barren place. Dart's not very well, I'm worried. Got a long way to go, not much time to do it. So yeah, bugger me, bugger you, bugger everyone, we're gonna ride.
I suppose when I look back, I think I must have been stupid doing it the way I did it, in Converse and skateboarding trousers and welding gloves and an open face helmet, and no clue how to fix a bike.
Sometimes you've just got to do it.
When I look back, it was ridiculous.
Figure it out on the way.
And there were points during that trip I thought I will never ever get to it.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
No chance on earth that me and this bike will make it to England.
I'm dirty, I'm filthy, I've smelled, I've not had a shower in 12 days, there's mosquitoes everywhere, jumper's dirty. Yeah, hard day. 450k to Calais. I think we're frazzled now, we're fried. I don't think we can compute any more distances or we've not got much left in us, to be honest.
Over England.
I think we've finally made it to England. I couldn't believe it.
Don't sniff up, love, don't smell.
So far on that bike, and so many things happened in between, and then suddenly one day to be in England, it was bizarre. And I suppose when you embark on these adventures, you're hoping that by the end of it, everything is better and you're living, life has been fixed and you're going to carry on in a perfect existence. And the harsh reality which struck me at the end of it was how it achieved none of that. The road is a very confronting place. When you're alone in the middle of nowhere with nothing but you and your thoughts, it can play devilish tricks on your mind. And then when you get home and you've lived this adventure, and every minute of every day has been an adventure, and then you get home and the road suddenly stops. And I think that's the bit that can eat you up, and I think that's why a lot of people find it very difficult to stop. They hate confronting themselves when they're not moving forward. It was 3 years between finishing Sydney to London after the book was written and it was published. I didn't feel good. I went through what felt probably like 2 years of a sliding depression and thoughts of suicide, and you think this big trip's going to be the salvation, and then when you don't get that salvation, you're like, what do I do now? How do I get out of this? And then I started to really spiral, really go downhill, and I couldn't see a way out.
I've been there.
just
Not suicide, but I've been there. Like,
knees
similar.
on the bike, and it was amazing, really, that two New Zealanders who'd read about my trip, they turned up on my doorstep one day in Yorkshire.
I live in Yorkshire.
They said, "Man, we've just come to visit you because we read about your story a few years ago, and we've just done our own trip on postie bikes. We've just ridden from New Zealand to England.
Good men.
It's taken us 4 months, and we just wanted to come and see you and say thanks," sort of thing. I was really blown away by that, because I never thought, well, you never realise that you might somehow have inspired someone, and they inspired me in turn, because they said, "Well, why don't you ride your bike down to Heathrow with us?" I always remember back in England going to see a doctor about it and saying, "Look, I don't feel very good. I've got these nasty thoughts. Like, I kind of don't feel I'm in control of myself anymore," and that they obviously want to prescribe medication and counselling, and you're like, I don't want medication and I don't want counselling.
You need a motorbike.
I'm going to be in the same predicament as I was, just medicated. Well, I tipped the tablets down the drain, washed them away. I went to the shipping agency. I said, "Can you send my bike to America?" He said, "Yeah, it'll be there in a few days." I said, "Well, I'll fly tomorrow." And 3 days later, I landed in America. I had no plan. I had 500 quid left to spend on this budget. But just to make sense, New York to San Francisco, heading west. And I just started riding. And I didn't know where I was riding to, or I just rode. I just camped wild and ate cheap and met people as I went. And for the first few weeks, my mind was just in a real muddle. Ah! Fucking knackered. Fuck. Fucking hell. Fucking middle of nowhere.
Beautiful choice of British language there.
By the time I got to sort of Utah, Nevada, I was like, yeah, I've done the right thing.
Look at that. Oh,
that
wow.
was the best thing I ever did. It was
Amazing.
a gamble because I knew what to expect. There'd be good times and bad times.
Crack on, crack on, crack on.
I ended up coming home to earn some money and going back the following spring, and then rode up to Alaska. I kind of was riding until I was riding to reach the end of the road, really, and the end of the road came in a place called Skagway, where I found this beautiful little town in the Alaskan mountains. I guess I found my peace there. It had taken 35,000 miles and 4 years of my life. I kind of finally found this.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And then I didn't need to ride anymore. A year or two's passed now, and I find myself.
I've got goose pimples.
And in the
I've got
garage,
goose pimples, and I've seen it before.
Joined me on this for what for me was an incredible adventure. I've learned to appreciate what you've got, rather than chasing things that you haven't. And I don't regret doing the trips, obviously, but the wisdom I've got from it is maybe appreciate more what you've got. It's a shame more people can't go out and see the world and meet the people of the world and realise that all these wars and fighting, it's just ridiculous. When you're on the ground, everybody just gets on and people are kind.
It's right.
People will help you. Nobody, in all those miles, nobody tried to harm me or steal anything or hurt me.
I had one guy do it to me.
The world is much brighter than we're led to believe.
It's true.
It's about time our media and our governments presented that fact rather than having us all live in fear.
I did 27 countries in 3.5 years. Oh, what have I done? Quick, we ain't got time.
Is maybe appreciate more what you've got. The world is much brighter than we're led to believe, and it's about time our media and our governments presented that fact rather than having us all live in fear.
What an awesome video. What an awesome video. I love it. Got about 30 seconds left. That inspires me. I want to travel around the world on a motorbike. I've been to Vietnam on a motorbike. I did 2,400 kilometres, 1,500 miles in about 3 weeks. And it was amazing. So this is my kind of thing. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got to go because we're running out of time. I'll see you in the next video.